All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's Millennial Trade. So we've got a lot to cover in this video. I'm going to try to make it as quick as I can, like under 20 minutes. And it's going to be a little bit of a market review. We do have like some big earnings coming out the next couple of days. Walmart comes to mind. Home Depot comes to mind. I think Nvidia comes to mind as well. But I don't want to focus so much on that or so much on specific stocks. We got to be a little bit more broad than that because I got a bunch of topics to get through. We're going to hit some of the political stuff. We got Joe Biden, using the Justice Department as kind of his, personal guard to go after his potential opponents. You've got the commissioner of the Borders and Customs Department basically resigning, a lot of drama there. And we've got some cryptocurrency news, of course. I want to talk about the basis point rate hike, the 75 basis point rate hike in December, which is, I think, where I'm kind of leaning. Like, that's kind of what, if I'm going to trade or if I'm going to, bet, I'm probably going to bet on 75 basis points. I don't think the inflation numbers, the CPI numbers, are enough for them to, even though they decelerated a little bit. If that is that a word? They came down a little bit. I mean, inflation isn't down; it's still very high, but the rate of the inflation came down. I still don't think the Fed's that excited about it. Again, consider the fact that as long as people are not banging on the doors of the Federal Reserve and trying to, cause rioting or something in the streets of D.C., as long as that's not happening, I don't think the Federal Reserve is too concerned with how it's going to affect, the American people. But that being said, I wanted to share this green screen with you guys. I didn't take this picture, but this is literally what Virginia Beach looks like around this time of year. They got the lights. They've got like Christmas lights, but they also have, crabs. I think like Sebastian from The Little Mermaid or something. There's he's over there somewhere, and it's just really cool. It's a beautiful boardwalk. Virginia Beach is just, I'm so blessed to be located in this part of the country on this side, on the East Coast. The Atlantic Ocean is beautiful. So I wanted to share that with you guys because, it's a blessed place. Okay, to talk about the stock market briefly, let's just go over what some of the content creators were saying. Stock Up with Larry Jones. I enjoy this channel. This guy's got a great personality. He is bullish on the markets as long as the Federal Reserve, I think, just doesn't come in with the 75 basis point rate hike. He says if they do, the markets could come down. But generally speaking, he is, he's predicting a stock market rally, as is Jeremy from Financial Education. And Larry Jones says because Biden is meeting with China. Biden's meeting with China, and this is coming up this week, right? There's a lot of things they got to talk about, but some of the headlines, it's just ridiculous, right? There's all kinds of things that need to be discussed. Obviously, they're probably going to discuss trade, but the relations between China and the United States are crumbling. So I guess it's up to Biden to try to, stop that or fix that. But Larry Jones says if the China meeting goes well, he says if Biden just comes out and tells the market that the China meeting went well, that will be enough to prop up. I'm not sure. Is that true? Do you think the stock market is going to be excited because Biden said the China meeting went well? I'm not sure. I know I won't be that excited. So moving forward, Biden will seek to establish red lines in high-stakes meeting. Biden will try to steady the collapsing U.S.-China relations in the first meeting. I mean, these are some heavy headlines. If this meeting doesn't go right, if Biden doesn't get the guy's name right or something, or just makes a complete and total gaffe and fool of us all, we're going to be screwed. So, moving on to Jeremy from Financial Education. I love this channel, man. I reference this channel in a lot of my videos. And I steal some of his titles, honestly. I might even steal his most recent title. Wallstreet is in shock. I love it. I think we're all in shock, right? But he talks about everything that's going on here. The thing I want to talk about here is, there's all these bulls, stock market bulls, right? And I know I kind of had a go at some of the crypto bulls earlier in the video this morning. and we can have a go at ourselves, right? I'm generally a stock bull, I would say, you know, long term, 10, 20 years from now, I'd like to think my portfolio means something. And so Jeremy is predicting this rally as well. He, you know, the Santa Claus rally is what everybody calls it. Again, you know, it's possible. This is possible that if the 75 basis point rate hike is what comes to fruition, if that's the reality, right? And I'm right about that. It's like, which way do you want to bet now? You know, because a lot of people would think, oh, well, the market should be, it should go down, right? Because 75 basis point rate hike. But what if it doesn't? What if the market, because there's no longer an uncertainty about December's rate hike, what if the market continues to go up through December and into the end of the year? It's an interesting idea. And so, you know, Jeremy talks about this all the time, how a lot of people, you know, when everybody's sort of on the one side and one side is too skewed, a lot of the times that's when the market flips. And also, the market doesn't like uncertainty. You know, this is a point Jeremy brings up almost in every video. The market hates uncertainty. So the fact that December hasn't come yet, we don't know what the rate hike is going to be, that is what the market perhaps has been so bearish about. And once we get the 75 basis point rate hike, you know, but who knows? I don't know if I'm going to bet on that. And I really don't know. The Santa Claus rally, it usually does happen, especially after midterms. It's possible it doesn't happen this year. It's possible this is a fluke year and we don't get that kind of thing. So moving on to Sam Bankman-Fried, you know, you almost got to love this story. It just has everything. It has finance. It has politics and conspiracy. A recent development here that I was unaware of. But Sam Bankman-Fried, right, lost $15 billion in 1 week. And I think much more than, you know, capital has been lost than that. But he apparently was funneling millions of dollars of these stolen dollars, where he was taking out loans on the collateral of his, you know, his fake collateral from all of his crypto companies. Whether that was the case or whether he was just stealing deposits from his customers, he was funneling millions of dollars to, you know, Democrat campaigns, the Democrat Party. And this is absolutely wild. I mean, you can't make it up. And of course, he's connected to the Clintons and the bankers and the mainstream media and the World Economic Forum. You know, who is this guy? He could be some kind of spook. I mean, we really don't know. Crypto Casey seems to think that he could be some sort of agent used by the global elite to bring down the decentralized crypto industry so that the central banks can come in and centralize it and take over and, you know, build their own Fed shitcoin infrastructure. A lot of the crypto people believe this. You know, this is why I love following the crypto people. They go down the motherfucking rabbit hole. But yeah, so another article here from the Washington Free Beacon. Crypto billionaire was hobnobbing at the White House just 6 months ago. So this is some pretty serious stuff, guys. And speaking of the White House, all right, let's just get a few updates here. Yeah, this is from Fox News as well. Troubled crypto boss Sam Bankman-Fried, who lost $15 billion in a week, funneled millions to Dems and far-left causes. Can't make it up. But with the Biden administration, going back to that, I need to hit this. You know, this shouldn't be like, it shouldn't be partisan. Like, people should be able to see this, I feel like. But it seems like the Biden administration, just like the Obama administration, is using the Justice Department and the FBI to, you know, wielding it to go after his political opponents, his potential political opponents, or just, you know, people who they don't like. You know, maybe the administration doesn't like what they're saying, like with Elon Musk telling people to vote Republican. And I just have a couple of examples here that lead me to believe the Justice Department and the FBI and, you know, all of DC at this point is extremely corrupt and being used in, I guess you could say, like a criminal way. For instance, Mar-a-Lago, right? The Justice Department and the FBI going after the former president, and it's bad enough they went after him when he got elected, but now they're trying to go after him and demolish him when he's you know, out of office. So that's kind of weird. And then you have the recent comments by Joe Biden when he was asked if Elon Musk was a security threat. This was like the day of the elections, right? Remember, the elections were last Tuesday. Yeah, they're still counting votes, but I won't get into that right now. Weeks later, we can't even get results for election. It's incredible how corrupt this system is. But when asked about that, when asked about Elon Musk on election day, Biden said that it would be worth taking a look at Elon Musk because of his cooperation and or technical relationships with other countries, And you just got to wonder, is this because he bought Twitter? Is this because he isn't towing the line, the lefty line of Silicon Valley in California and D.C.? Is it because Joe Biden, genuinely believes he's a security threat, a national security threat? I mean, the guy is making cars in China, so he's got some kind of inroads with foreign governments, I would assume. You also have Jake Sullivan, the national security advisor, confirming that the administration is considering a Musk investigation. So this just wasn't a Biden gaffe. This seems to be, policy. And how's that going to affect Tesla and the markets? You got to think about all this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I want to know about Hunter Biden. I really want to know about Hunter Biden's cooperation and technical relationships with Ukraine. We're never going to get that investigation. And why? Because whatever the hell is on that laptop, whatever information Hunter Biden has that would send him to jail for, decades, and he would have to rat other people out if that wasn't going to be the case. I think that information would lead to so many deep, dark places that they're just, they're going to cover that up. They're not going to let that out right now. They might let it out decades from now, but they're not going to let it out today because, it might collapse the Democrat Party. Who knows? They claim the Republican Party is collapsing, but that's, we gotta watch out for the propaganda. But we'll get more into that later. Another thing about the Biden administration, that's a recent update here. So those are my reasons as to why. Oh, also, another reason why I believe the Justice Department and the FBI is being used by the Biden administration in this way is because the press secretary, I can't remember her name, or the press girl, very nice black lady. I don't know her name, but she couldn't really answer the question when it was asked if the Biden administration is using the Justice Department to go after political opponents. She wouldn't she wouldn't even just say no. So that was kind of sketchy. So those are my 3 or 4 reasons why, it looks bad. Also, Biden accepts resignation of U.S. Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Chris Magus. This has been some drama that's been going on the last couple of days. Kamala Harris is supposed to be at the border working on that, and we have no idea where she is. What is she doing? What kind of obviously no progress is being made at the border because millions of people are pouring in. And then the student loan forgiveness blocked for a second time now. Listen, I got people in my family that owe a lot of student loan debt. For me, it's kind of like, it's just tough. You're asking other people to pay for, these college courses that I don't think really lead anywhere. They I guess could lead to a potential job. They say, oh, if you have a degree, that just gets you in the door. But a lot of these people are studying really crazy far out stuff. And I don't want to trash anybody's degree right now in this particular video. I might do it later. But to me, it just seems like, you're asking people like me. You're asking forklift drivers, restaurant servers, truck drivers, construction workers. You're asking all of these people who are already, dealing with hardships to now take on student loan debt through the form of taxes. And it's another stimulus program. It's going to be inflationary. That's just sort of my my view on it, but maybe I'm wrong. Leave a comment down below if you disagree. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and follow me on Instagram at Millennial Trades. And as always, until next time, I will see you guys on the next video.